Hello, my name is Mike Kuschel. I'm the owner of A New View, and we're here this morning to show you how to properly install a window into a home with metal siding. We have a very unique situation here. Most homes do not have metal siding on them, and unlike wood, it's unlike a vinyl siding. It's very, very important that this is done the right way so you do not damage any of your siding. Okay, so let's go see how to install a window the right way, and we'll also show you how a window is installed improperly, the wrong way. What I have here is two corner sections of a window, and as you can see, all vinyl windows come with a nail fin on them, and it's very, very important that the window is installed with a nail fin. This particular window was installed without a nail fin. Essentially what this person did, or the dealer, was they cut the fin off and they actually installed this window without a nail fin. And so when they put caulking on here, the only protection they have between them and the inside of the home against the weather is this bead of caulking, which eventually will crack, which it actually has on this window. One thing to be careful about is when you're trying to save money by installing a window yourself or having some other contractor install it for a low price, is it will get installed improperly like this and actually end up costing you more money in the long run. Once this caulking bead fails and water gets in there, it'll certainly cause damage to the rough opening and to the wood on the inside of the home that you won't see for years and years until it becomes a real problem and starts rotting out. And then you have to spend all kinds of money to replace all that again. And it ends up costing you quite a bit more money down the road. Rather than hiring a company like A New View who's going to put this in correctly, seal it correctly, and guarantee their work, and assure that you are never going to have any problems with water or air infiltration in through the home between the window and the siding. A New View has been in business for 15 years. I've personally been doing this kind of installation for over 30 years. Most of those manufacturers guarantee their windows for life. Contractors are required by law to guarantee their work for only 2 years. And so most caulkings will hold up for at least 2 years, but it's after that that they start to shrink and crack and start causing problems, and the contractor's not required to come back. A New View will guarantee that our caulking will stay and not crack, and you will never have any leaks for as long as you live in this home. Okay, so we've got this old window out, and as you can see, there's no nail fin on this window. It's really important that the new window gets installed with a nail fin on there, and what they've done here is they've cut this nail fin off, they've just pushed the window in, and then they've screwed it in through the sides. And so all that was protecting them from the weather was a bead of caulking, which we all know eventually will fail. And so it's really, really important that the new window gets put in with a nail fin, and we're going to show you that, and we're going to show you how we do that with a metal siding. A lot of contractors will put windows in like this because it's quick, it's easy, they get their money and move on to the next job. And so we're going to go ahead and show you the proper way to do this. Now, if I look on the inside, there's already been a little bit of damage that's been occurring because this window was put in improperly. And it's a good thing that we've caught that now, because we can go ahead and just carve out the dry rot and fill it and get the new window put in properly, and so they're not going to ever have any more of these kinds of problems. You can also see that right here between the interior liner, which is a wood liner, and the stud in the wall, there's a cavity. And you'll find this in most homes. And again, this cavity should be filled with foam before the new window is put in. That was not done in this situation. Again, a contractor trying to save money or a homeowner trying to save money, and it's just going to end up costing more money down the road. It's also very important that the new window is properly measured, and we call that critical measurements. And with a company like ours who've been doing this for over 15 years, we're very skilled at knowing exactly the right size that's going to fit into the opening properly, and we can help you with those, make those decisions, help you figure out what size is going to be the correct size, because all these windows are built after an order. We don't go and pull them off of a shelf. They're all custom made windows, so it's really important that you have the exact size that you need to make the proper installation. And we can help you make decisions on that. We can also help you make decisions on what style of window, what brand of window would be best for your particular situation. And so we're not going to steer you into a particular brand. We're going to give you several options and let you decide what would be best for your budget and for your purposes. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and reinstall a new vinyl window the proper way into this opening. And we're going to first start by cutting the siding away so that we have enough room to install it with a nail fin, and we're going to trim that window out. We're going to put what we call a J-mold on there, and we'll show you that in just a minute. But the first step that we're going to do is we're going to cut this siding away, and we're going to use a special saw with a special blade so as not to damage it when we do our cutting. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do is we're going to apply a molding called J-molding. And this is actually what you see right here, and it just caps the edge of this steel siding. Now it's very important that this is put on properly, especially at the top. So we create a little flap here, and so where this intersects with our side, we're going to put that on like this. Okay, and so now we know that any water that gets down into the top of the J-mold is going to drain properly down the sides. Without this flap, it would just drain right into the corner of the window, get behind the wall, and cause damage. So very important that this is done. Okay, let's go see what it looks like. Okay, so now we've got our J-mold on. We've treated our corners properly to prevent any water from getting in behind the J-mold and into the substrate. So our next steps are going to be to fill this cavity here behind the wood liner and the stud with a special kind of foam. And then we're also going to apply a sealant along the edge of the sheathing here, so that when we install the new window with the nail fin, it's going to have a sealant behind there. And this is our first seal, this is our second seal. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Alright, so now we've got our J-molding applied. We've treated our corners properly to prevent any water infiltrating in behind the J-mold. This also acts as our flashing up above where our trim is going to be. Now you can also see that after doing that, we went ahead and applied a foam in between the wood liner and the wood stud. Now we've filled this cavity with a foam. And now we use a product from Hilti. It's designed specifically for this purpose. It's a non-expanding foam. So when we shoot it in, we know that it's not going to push this wood out when it cures. It's going to stay put. And it's also important that we fill that whole cavity, not just put a little bead of foam. So we started by pushing this all the way in as far as we could, and then working our way out so that we're assured that we have a completely filled cavity there. We're also have just put a caulking bead around the perimeter of the opening on top of the sheeting. Now we've used a quad product here, which is also very important that we use the right type of caulking for these purposes, because we don't want the caulking to fail later. And this is a very, very good product to use. It's a polyethylene caulking. And so now we're going to apply the new window in here, so we'll have a sealant behind the nail flange. Now once we do that, we're going to also put a trim around the window itself, and that will cover up our nail flange and trim this out very nicely. And then we're going to seal it a couple of more times, and we'll show you that next. Okay, now we've gone ahead and put the window in, we've put our trim in, and so now we're going to go ahead and add a sealant here along where the J-mold meets the trim, and a sealant here where the molding meets the window. Now, we've already filled the liners with foam, we've caulked behind the nail fin, we've put our J-mold on, we're going to put a sealant here, we're going to put a sealant here. That's 4 seals already, and then we're going to also seal the inside for a 5th seal. This will absolutely ensure 0 water and air infiltration into the home through the window, and is the proper way to install a window with metal siding. So let's go ahead and do that and see what it all looks like when we're done. Okay, we're at the inside of the window, and we've put the window in, and we've also put a sealant here where the window meets the original wood liner. Okay, we also took very careful precautions to try to get the reveal here the same all the way around the window, so it's not off balance when you're looking at it from inside. So this is our 5th seal that we've put on the window, and this is completely done now. This type of installation by a professional window company like ourselves, who have done thousands and thousands of these types of applications, will save you a lot of money in the long run, because we can complete a project like this on a whole house in just a matter of a couple of days, where if a homeowner tried to do it, or some other contractor that doesn't have the experience, could take weeks, and it could disrupt your house and your living for that long. Okay, so now we're done sealing the window here and also here. We've sealed it in 2 places. Actually, I did not do that. I had one of our members of our installation team do that, who is very, very experienced and very, very good at it, better than I am even. One thing you may notice is that we were real careful to step our window to our molding to our J-molding. But we do this for a reason. Each one has protruded out beyond the other. So that way, when water hits the window or the trim, it's all going to drain off, and it's not going to create a water and debris trap at the bottom of the window. So it's really important that the face of the window protrudes beyond the trim just slightly. And so this is all stepped just perfectly so that the water, debris, dust, and everything will just wash right off the window as the days go by. This is the proper way to install a vinyl window with metal siding. Thank you.